Well, here we are, back at Harbor Freight. This is the newish Harbor Freight that was built near my hometown probably about 2 years ago. I have not been inside this Harbor Freight. I have not been inside I went inside a Harbor Freight one time in the last 5 years, but I didn't make it past the front. I have not looked through Harbor Freight and seen any of the new tools or anything in about 5 years. So let's go on in together and we're going to see what type of new tools they got. I'm real interested to see how far they've come along on the icon stuff because, as a lot of you know, I was kind of really invested in the icon stuff when I was doing tool reviews. And as we see here, it's pretty prominent. Right as soon as you walk in the door, they're wanting you to see the icon stuff. And here's the icon toolboxes. Those are really nice. The nice big icons. And we see here we got the US General Series 2. This is a 72-inch 3-bank, I think. And I owned the Series 1 72-inch, and I think I paid $1,000 for mine. But we can see here they've went up significantly. But they also now have a hutch, top chest, and side cabinets, and everything for those. So that's all new. They didn't have none of that. When I got mine, you could just get red. So they've also added some colors. And we can see here, I'm just taking a look at some of the impact. Those are the Pittsburgh. I always like the Pittsburgh half-inch impact sockets. And these are new. Thin wall sockets, chrome sockets from Icon. That's all new. Down here, this was pretty interesting. The Master Impact socket set. And I think it says $239 right there. That's not bad, I guess. Not bad. And up here, a Quinn spark plug set for $75, I guess. But yeah, now we can see the icon sockets, and they've added a little bit of those, I think. But we got a new extractor set that's brand new, and just got some of the hex heads and Torx down there. Let's see. Yeah, I think that was about it. Pretty much the same. They may have added a few things there. But yeah, that's the nice icon toolbox. But unfortunately, I do not have it any longer. And I'll talk about that whenever we get into where the hell I've been at for the past 5 years. But I tell you this, I haven't been wrenching, haven't been using any tools, haven't been doing anything. But I can see here the new icon light, that's brand new. And that looks pretty nice. $39.99, I believe the price was on that. But yeah, I have not been wrenching, have not been doing any type of tools, anything to do with tools. I kind of got fed up after, well, we'll get into that whenever I talk about that story. But yeah, there's the new side cabinet. Definitely a little flimsy on the Series 2, but I guess that's the whole thing. I mean, it's kind of cheaper. And those boxes were always kind of flimsy, but I guess for the price, you can't really complain. And we see here they actually got a new charging drawer, and right there. And I don't think they had that one because I've had the 52-inch box, I've had the 72-inch US General box. That's new right there, and that's new. I definitely had. They didn't have that. I don't believe they had that in Series 1. I can't really remember. It's been so long, but I don't think they did have the just the roller cabinet like that. And over here we see just some pliers. And they have a whole lot of new icon pliers. We see needle nose pliers. And I was feeling the grips on these, and I do like the way the grips feel on these. They feel real sticky, which I like. I need to feel. I don't like when the grips are real smooth and slippery, especially when your hands start getting oily and whatnot. So you want to have something to grab a hold of. Like the Doyle there, all their handles are really slick. I have used some of the Doyle pliers. I bought the Lineman pliers, some other pliers. You know, they're good for what they are, but these here I was really interested in. The pistol grip needle nose pliers. I like those. Only $20. As you can see, I pointed to them, so that means I like them. And here we got some Daytona jacks. These are all new. When I got my Daytona jack around 10 years ago almost, it was just yellow. Now we can see they got purple, red, some other stuff, and also something new, Daytona jack stands. Those were Pittsburgh when I bought mine, and now it looks like they only have Daytona. They seem like they're a little bit, you know, heavier duty. They got the lock and pin and everything else, but also the price went up. And we see here the Viking jump starter. Now my buddy has, I think the 12 volt jump starter. Pretty sure that's the one he's got. Yeah, that one right there. And it seemed pretty nice. I think he got it on like deep discount because it was returned or whatnot, but pretty nice. I think his is older though. That may be kind of newer. Not sure. I have used his a couple times. Seemed pretty nice. But yeah, now we're getting to the Icon wrenches. And as you can see here, they're missing a wrench, and they'll sell it to you at a discount. If you don't mind missing that wrench, you can say $73 just about. Now, I guess the reason these wrenches are missing, maybe somebody returns them or warranties them, and then they just give you one. But I seen there the double box end ratcheting, the long handle, those look pretty nice. Then we just got the regular wrenches right here. More regular wrenches. That's the ratcheting wrenches. And we got another one that's missing the, what is it, the 10, 11, 12, 13 millimeter. And not, oh, it looks like it's missing two. Yeah, it's missing two of them, $101.99. Save you a little money if you don't need to use the 13 or the whatever the biggest one is they sell there. And we got the stubby flex head ratcheting wrenches. Those look pretty nice. $89.99, $129.99 for the metric. Looks like you get more in there though. So down there, got some crow's feet. I think they had the crow's feet. All the new, a lot of new wrenches there, because I think they only had just the regular set and the ratcheting set. And this is new, I believe, 3/8 torque wrench. I know they had the 1/2 inch drive, and there, that one's gone. They didn't have it in stock. Got the split beam, I believe that's new. And looking at the Quinn digital torque wrench, I think that's a pretty good deal for $180, you know, for a home mechanic or whatnot, if you need to use it. And looking at the ratchets, now they do got a whole lot of new ratchets. And when I was doing my tool reviews, that was when the 3/8 flex head had to be redesigned or whatnot. There's a new long handle 1/2 inch. That looks really nice. Definitely like to get my hands on one of them. Haven't tried out any of these tools, like I said. Haven't even messed with any tools. Like here, the long 3/8. That looks really nice as well. Definitely like to get a hold of some of them. But the 3/8 flex head had to be redesigned, so you had to, you know, you didn't have it. But it looks like they got that sorted out. Long 1/4 inch as well. Pretty nice, $44.99. And that's the, yep, 3/8 drive flex head. Those are the ones. Let's see, what are they looking for? $44.99. Not bad. And I guess they got a gold-plated commemorative one or something for $54.99. So I guess if you want to look all fancy with your gold ratchet, there you go. This here, general service set. You get a ratchet, no skips, standard and metric, 54-piece. Pretty good deal right there, if I do say so myself. And looks like it's just some more of the normal Quinn and Pittsburgh stuff. And we got some Doyle stuff. More ratchets. Same ratchets that were over there, but you can try the one out. Been a long time since I had old Icon ratchet in my hand, but there we go. There's me using it. Seems like it's, you know, feels pretty good, just like it used to. I thought the Icon tools were nice myself. I mean, for the price, you know, you got the tool snobs that get mad, that act like that you can only buy one tool, but I never really got into all that. I just buy whatever I can afford. And there's something that everybody should have. The U.S. General Tool Cart. Yeah, that's new. They definitely didn't have that. And the price on that one, $599.99. I guess you got tools and you need it. Pretty nice. So, moving on along here. I was just looking at something for my own curiosity, not for the video. Excuse me, folks, coming through with a video. This is the old Yukon stuff, and then here I noticed the little tiny mini toolboxes. Not sure. I mean, I think those would be pretty nice for like maybe like throwing some bolts in or whatnot, some little parts. Just throw them around. Only $18.99. Just a little novelty more than anything, I guess. But, you know, 20 bucks. What, you know, it is what it is. So now we're moving on through, and these are all new. The new Icon scan tools. Looks like we got the top dog at $1,700. Then we got a cheaper, and then the cheapest at $399.99. Have not used any of them. Have not seen anybody use any of them. Don't know anything about them. Would like to know about them, but just don't. Sorry to say. And we got the smoke machine, $569.99. That's pretty cool. Moving on through, refrigerant leak detector, $169. I'm glad to see that Harbor Freight did what I said they should do on a lot of things. It's just make like a whole Icon automotive line to kind of rival Snap-on and whatnot. And there's the AC manifold gauge set. And more of that. Two-stage vacuum pump. Okay. Then we got fuel injector service kit. Seems pretty nice. Seems pretty nice. Not sure. Haven't used it. Like I said, these are all new to me. Then we got some picks, hose picks. We got some regular picks. I believe they had those regular picks when I was messing around with it. The serpentine belt kit there. And down here, the Master Ball Joint Universal Joint Press Set, $214.99. This sucker seems heavy duty. As you see here, I'm struggling to even get the box out. It's got some weight to it. Now, I did use the Maddox set. I bent mine. I bent a couple of them, and but they're lifetime warranty, so I just return them. And we got puller set here, long jaws. And we got more pullers. And what is it? Heavy duty U-joint puller. Wow. And some more Maddox slide hammer. I was surprised they didn't have an Icon slide hammer, but maybe that's coming. It's an aluminum driver set there. Let's see here. Master brake caliper set. Lifetime guarantee. That's one of the great things about Icon oil filter socket set. One of the great things about the Icon tools is, like I said, I feel like they're pretty decent. And also, it's so easy to get them warranted. You just go back to the store and change it in. You ain't got to wait on nothing. If you ain't got a tool truck coming to you, then, you can't beat that. You buy the stuff on Amazon or whatnot, it's hard to warranty it. And over here, we got a hydraulic body repair kit, Daytona, a 10-ton and a 4-ton, $269 and $359 respectively. I think that was new. I don't think I've seen that before, but I could be wrong because I never really was looking for something like that. But I'm just kind of glancing around, looking at every little thing. Like a kid in the candy store. Been so long since I've been in here. I love me some flashlights, and this one right here looks really nice. $59.99. As we can see here, it's got you can use it in the front, back, top. Seems pretty heavy duty. Then we got the smaller one like the Braun. I still got the Braun ones that I've had for years, and they still work just fine. And the new Icon underhood light, 4,200 lemons. They squeeze 4,200 lemons down in there, and then we got $89.99 for that. I don't know how good it is, but I'm sure it's probably pretty decent. And we can see here a lot of these Braun flashlights I've had before, and Braun was always pretty good for me. I always bought, every time I come to Harbor Freight, I'd buy some flashlights. So I'll definitely have to get me some of the Icon flashlights. I'm really interested in them, as you can tell, and I'm really interested in that one because I pointed at it. You see me point. So, moving on along here, let's see, what are we coming up to next? Some of the welders, just seeing, they still got the Vulcan, titanium. And swinging on around. Oh yeah, here's some of the return tools that you can get. It's a pretty good deal right here. Earthquake air impact gun, $47.99. Or $98 even. Wow, save even another penny. Pretty nice. It's just some cheap wrenches. Then they got the 3/4 Earthquake XT air impact. And down here, as we can see, there's a winch for $306, but also that set I was talking about, that press set, $171.98 to save you a little money. It says that it's missing pieces though. Not sure what it was missing, but you know, it's probably returned. Somebody got it, decided, you know what, $220 to use this thing one time. I think I'm just gonna go get my money back. Or somebody could have warranted a piece out of it. Who knows? I'm not sure how they handle the warranties, if they just give you the whole kit back, or if you break something, if you just get the piece back. Not really 100% sure here. Now we get back into the cordless tools, and they got quite a few new Hercules tools. I think they had just came out with that when I was messing around. So I think that I've seen that one before, but I wasn't for sure. And that was the Braun cordless ratchet there. As you can see, we got the brush one. And it's that one $39.99. You know, these seem like really good, because I've used the Hercules grinder and drill and stuff. And then here's something new, the half-inch cordless impact. You see, it's got 1,200 foot-pounds breakaway torque, they claim. And then up here we got the ultra torque. It's written on the side right there, because they say this one will get 1,500 breakaway torque. For $189 or $249 for the kit, I believe that's what that means. Seems like could be a pretty good deal if they work the way they claim they do, but who knows? And right here at the cordless ratchet, I'm definitely interested in that. They got the long neck right here, as you see. For the price, seems really reasonable for those. So that'll be something that's on my to get list at some point. And now I'm just walking through a lot of the corded tools here. But I do come up on the Hercules brushless angle grinder. And I still have the one I bought years ago. There it is right there, speaking of the devil. And I bought it years ago, and it still works great. It pretty, you know, I'm pretty impressed with it. I have had zero complaints. I used the Dewalt for a long time. Use that as well. I don't really notice much of a difference. Hercules seems to be holding up pretty strong. And we got some more welding hats and whatnot, welding helmets. And let's see here, I got to go back to the flashlights, because here I noticed the Braun underhood light. I did not see that one when I went by the first time. And I'm looking for it on the shelf. I think I do end up finding it, but I had the cheap one with the magnetic, the one that's right there, the 845 lumens I'm looking at. I have that one, and you know, it's okay. It's only $30, but that one there is only $50, I believe it said. Pretty good deal, I would say, because I've had nothing but, you know, positive things to say about the Braun lights. Then I come up on, oh no, I passed it up. I had to come back to that one. I must have not been looking, but I do end up catching it when I come back around. Now I'm going through here, and I'm just looking at some of the air tools and whatnot. I was kind of, you know, disappointed that there was no icon impacts or anything like that. I kind of thought that they would go that route. But right here, I do see the Fortress air compressor. I do have that one right there. I still have it. 6 years old, and works good. I've used it, you know, obviously not like shop setting, but I've used it weekly for 6 years now, moving it around, using it, and works pretty good. Still works great to this day. It's expensive, but seems like it's worth, you know, worthwhile investment for what I need it for anyway. And here, back to the Earthquake XT impacts. Those used to be beasts. I remember I used those quite a bit when I was wrenching, and they work pretty well. You know, I'd have ran across quite a few bolts that it could not get loose, and you know, I'd have to break out the Mac or whatnot to get it loose, but it'll work for 95% of the things I needed it to work for. Some more air compressors, and then I noticed here the Icon mechanics seat here, a professional adjustable shop seat. Right there, $114.99. Not sure, but then I noticed this right here, dead blow. That's really nice. And these are just some of the other tools that I've seen in the back. Scanner, serpentine belt, ratcheting kit right there, some nut drivers, and some Allen wrenches if somebody needed to buy them for whatever reason. I don't know. I guess if you need the hex, I mean, but if you want to buy them, more power to you, I guess. See what we got. Now I'm just walking back. I did pick up the U.S. General magnet, the new parts tray right there. It's up at the top left, right there. But I picked up the black one. But that thing got some serious heavy-duty magnetism on it. It'll hold. You could set it up on the side of a car and put your ratchet right on it. It holds it. The Pittsburgh ones, they work good for, you know, for little nuts and whatnot, but that thing will hold. Now these here, I was happy to see they came out with a lot of different icon hammers. Got ball peen right there, dead blow. Pretty nice, pretty nice. I was kind of upset I didn't see any icon breaker bars, but then I did see the big 58-inch icon breaker bar, and this thing got some weight to it. If you need a big old breaker bar like that, that thing could be pretty nice. Feels like it's pretty heavy duty. Not sure how it holds up, but you know, for the most part, seems like pretty nice to me. I would have liked to have seen a whole pry bar set, but maybe that's to come. I don't know. $99.99 for that big old sucker though. So moving on back, turning around, looking at some stuff, seeing if I see anything else. And here I do notice some more icon tools. Right there. T-handle Torx key set. And then we got some other nut drivers and whatnot. All that stuff's new right there. None of that stuff was maybe that one was at the top. I don't remember. But another thing I was kind of upset I didn't see. Well, there's some screwdrivers. I think they did have the screwdrivers around. But that one there looks like it's missing the Phillips. But you can save you a little money if you don't need the Phillips. And then we got tap and die set, metric and standard, $139.99. But I was kind of upset I didn't see any icon foam trays or socket holders or anything like that. I was kind of figuring that they would have that, considering a lot of their tools now that I've seen online, some of their socket sets were coming in those foam trays. I've seen a couple videos guys had those. Anyway, moving on down through here. And then I come up here and I notice the icon creeper. And I think that thing looks pretty nice. I like how wide it is. It's good for fat boys like me. So I can fit in there and, you know, not be all hanging off or have anything digging in my back. And it seems like a decent price. I think that's that icon seat I seen, the shop seat I seen earlier in the box. And they have another icon creeper, big heavy duty one, looks like. It's got some off-road wheels on it, so if you're off-roading on your creeper, it'd be a pretty good one, I guess. And as you've seen there, those shop seats, you can get them in different colors too, which is pretty neat. And then I come on around here, I think this is about the end, but they redid the engine stands and everything here. Cherry picker. But I appreciate you watching. Stick around. Subscribe for some more if you want to watch more. And I will be doing a video about what's been going on. Take it easy, guys. I appreciate you watching.